I'm offering a boring program, you know, because people know I'm just going to play disco. I mean, you know, it's not going to step outside of, you know, I'm never going to come on. I do have some techno, I have some house, I have some whatever you want to call it in my bag, but they know I'm not going to play them, you know, 4 hours of free jazz.
What does it feel like to come back here and play here?
It's a really funny feeling, especially with my former co-workers from this music shop where we all work together, DJs that I've worked with like Brennan, Carlos who plays the congas, a former boyfriend, and the entire band with whom he's been jamming for 20 years. I mean, it's like a strange family reunion. It's like going to see your aunts or your uncles, you know, like all these people. I know I'm related to them, but I don't live with them, I don't see them every day. Right. They're having children, they're getting old, they're getting white hairs and beard bellies, and you know. For me, there's so much emotion tied up in New York. I mean, this was my classroom after all, and you know, where I had a lot of, you know, learning to get into the DJ world, and you know, gay adventures in Chelsea, in Harlem, in Brooklyn, you know, and I guess, and it sounds funny, but it's also a former life too.
Yeah.
Because now I've been living in Berlin for 6 years, and I even just bought my own apartment there for a price that would be, a price that would be impossible, implausible to anyone living in Manhattan.
Yeah. So you don't know what you're gonna play today?
I don't know yet, but there are 2 or 3 things. I always bring something especially for New York. Like there's the Patrick Juvet record with him singing "I love America, I love New York, I love LA, I love salsa, I love rock." You know, so definitely play that one. And there's a certain native New Yorker cover version, that classic disco song that I love to play just because it's incredible, and the lyrics say everything about New York to everyone who's ever lived here. But other than that, I don't know yet. It sounds, you know, it sounds corny, but you do just kind of have to be spontaneous and follow the flow and see what people react to or they don't react to. I think there's a lot of night music that's, you know, real proper disco music, you would call it.
Yeah. Which
doesn't really work in a sunny outdoor, and plus it's kind of a posh, you know, like art museum design kind of space.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call these things. And I think some of that music actually works better in a dirty urban setting, which, you know, people are living out their sexual desires or fantasies or whatever it is, and this is kind of the opposite of that. So I'm hesitating a bit, wondering what I'm going to play, yeah. If I were like a rave DJ or some, you know, really hardcore techno DJ, you'd be like, I'm just going to pound you with hard beats until you submit, which is how a lot of house DJs have been playing in New York for many years, and techno DJs and whoever. And, you know, I believe in the gentle persuasion.
Yeah.
You know, you have to convince people with the groove and with a funny lyric. You know, the whole thing is really silly. I mean, you know, disco music's always been silly, and you know, going out and hearing the most boring thing is watching somebody click on his laptop on so-called serious academic electronic music and referencing, you know, Pierre Boulez or, you know, whoever, or, you know, Stockhausen, click, click, click. It's like, right? I mean, you want to have fun. You want to laugh. The only thing is, I think the dark is more conducive to that. I mean, in a place like this, nobody's going to be taking off their top and, you know, flashing their boobs and, you know, grabbing somebody's crotch. It's just not going to happen.
They might, but we want to get it. You know, they want to get a tan though too when they're doing it.
That's well. If you want to help in that endeavor,
I'll roll up my sleeves. Maybe.
Okay,
that's gonna be about it.
All right, let's do it. Matt and Danny roll up their sleeves.